The two things that you need to focus on to build a successful fashion brand is creating good product and creating good content. That is it. If you can focus on getting really, really good at these two elements, you are going to be well on your way to building a 6-figure, 7-figure fashion brand. So, what does this actually look like? When it comes to your product, you need to be customer obsessed. I need you to understand everything about your target customer, from where she currently shops, for the food that she likes, the restaurant she goes to, what kind of music does she listen to, what kind of perfume does she wear. You need to understand the ins and outs of your customer. And a really great way to understand this is to go on social media and look at the tagged of brands that are similar to the one that you have or the one that you want to create. Then you are going to go through the profile of that customer and you're going to write down and analyze everything that you see about that customer. This is what's really going to help you to build and create great product. Okay? When you get your customer, you are then able to create product that she loves to wear. I discovered that my customer, for example, loves to dress up for her birthday. She wants to feel sexy. She wants to stand out when she's picking a dress for such an occasion. And so what did we do? We made sure to create product that was going to stand out. We made sure to create product that was going to make my customer feel sexy. Another important aspect, we discovered that our customer loves to wear stretchy fabrics because of the type of body that she has. And so what did that mean? We made sure to use stretchy fabric within the products in our brand. And so what I'm saying here is, when it comes to getting good at creating product, it really starts with your customer. Know who your customer is and then create products that surrounds that customer's lifestyle. Another really key important element when it comes to your product is make sure that you are creating clothes that are of high quality. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of finding the right manufacturer. When we first started our brand, we had such great ideas, but our manufacturer was not always able to create them. And so, for example, there was a particular top that I'd made with my factory at the time that was in Europe. And then that top took off, but we weren't able to reorder more because our factory couldn't make it at the standard that we needed her to. The embroidery on the design just kept on unraveling. Like, guys, it was just a hot mess. And so we knew urgently that we needed to resource. And what did we do? We found high quality manufacturers in China. And this is what enabled us to scale our brand to 7 figures. Since I've launched my brand, we have made 7 figures in sales, which is absolutely amazing. Like, I remember when we were even struggling to make 1 sale a day. But if you put the time, you put the effort into getting good at creating good, high quality product, because you have a high quality manufacturer, you are going to be able to scale your brand and be well on your way to building a 6-7 figure brand. Now, if you are struggling with finding a manufacturer, like so many of my students were, we are giving you access to our manufacturer list. So if you don't want to take the time to be burnt and find a factory that just isn't quite right, we have done the hard work for you. These are factories that can make anything across women's wear and swimwear. So all the information is in the caption if you are serious and ready to finally start your brand in 2026. Okay, so I started off with saying product. So you want to make sure that your product is high quality, that it aligns with your customer, and that you are really starting to design products that are recognizable. Now, a way to really do this is you want to make sure that you are building some kind of design identity in your brand. This is what you need to get good at. You need to get good at researching, looking at trends, looking at fashion from the past, past that could be relevant for today. You need to decide what you want your brand to stand for, what you want your designs to stand for. This is what is going to help you stand out. We constantly get all the time from customers, from people that are just finding us that, wow, your brand is so unique. You've got such a strong design identity. You've got such a strong brand. And that is really because I spent a lot of time researching, going on Pinterest, looking at trends, looking at what people are wearing, looking at the archive, looking at luxury brands. You need to train your eye if you want to have longevity in this business and build something that is iconic. You will need to train your eye. And in doing this, guys, you are going to be able to create recognizable, standout product. So make sure that as a founder, you are doing everything that you possibly can to get really good at creating product. Okay. So that was number one. Your second focus is you need to focus on getting really good at creating content. Guys, at the end of the day, content is what is going to sell your designs. Whether it is founder content, whether it is styling content, whether it is flat lace that you show on your Instagram stories. This is all content. And the better that you get at creating content that attracts your target customer, that is going to determine how well you do in this industry. Okay. We struggled for, I want to say, about a year before we really started to take off. And that was because we were just focusing on creating founder content. Now, don't get me wrong, it was good. Like, we made our first kind of 10, 20K from doing that founder content. But it wasn't until I started to analyze what are the influencers creating, right? What kind of content is going viral? And at the time, it was really styling content. Get ready with me's, 3 ways to wear this top, 3 accessories I'm wearing with this dress. That was the content that was really popping off at the time. And so we thought, right, let's get a model that aligns with our brand, with our customer, and let's start to create content that is similar to these influencers that we are seeing. And guys, that is what took off our brand. Like, it was such an amazing feeling to start to see those first 20, 30, 40K months. And it was consistent because we were consistently creating really good content. We were consistently going viral. And that is really what took our brand to global visibility. We have customers all over the world. You know, I constantly get my friends telling me, oh, I went here and I went there and I saw a girl wearing Bemi. It's not something that is rare. I've gone out many a times in London and I've seen girls wearing my brand. And that is because we got really good at content. And so, what does being really good at content mean? You need to make sure that you are building a brand world within your content. I'm talking really displaying the lifestyle and the brand values in your content. One of our values is friendship. And so you are always going to see a lot of bestie content within the mix of what we create on our content days. This is going to attract other girls that have that same value of besties and friendship. And that is why they have fallen in love with our brand and what we are displaying. And so you want to make sure that you've got really strong brand values that you can continue to show in your content. And for the practical things, like, guys, please make sure that you have got good lighting, that your models are dressed in a way that is so aspirational, like the best possible styling that you could have for the world that you are building. So I'm talking really nice hairstyles, you know, good makeup, the styling is on point, the accessories you use is on point, the location that you use for your shoot is relevant, is aligned to the world that you have built. If you can get all these elements right within your brand, again, that is what is going to take you to be well on your way to those 10, 20, 30, 40K plus months. As a founder, focus on building on creating really good content. And the great thing is, guys, everything is out there. You can see the content that is doing well. You can see the content that other brands are using, that other influencers are using. The reality is, content is always evolving. So you have to make sure that you are always keeping track of what is new, of what is relevant, and let it be your goal to be really good at creating content. Now, I am so excited because when I started my fashion brand, I got a lot of things wrong. We made a lot of financial mistakes, i.e., creating the wrong product. We bought so much stock of this particular pair of jeans, and I kid you not, guys, I think we sold about 10. Like, it was quite discouraging. And it's taken me years to really understand what it takes to build a fashion brand that is successful. So, our mentorship program, Wear Your Dreams, takes you through all the steps that you will need to take in order to get to those first 10K consistent months. This is the clarity that you need. It is mentorship from myself and my business partner, who is also my sister, guys. And we really give you the exact blueprint that you need to use in order to launch your brand successfully and scale it to 5-figure consistent months. You are going to get mentorship from myself every 2 weeks. So you'll be able to ask any questions that will come up as you build your brand. Like, if I had this when I was starting my brand, honestly, it would have saved me a lot of money and a lot of time. So if you want to know more information about this program, which I'm just so in love with, all the information is in the caption, and I would love to see you there. So guys, do not forget, do everything in your power to get really good at creating content and creating good product.